This is Amy Sermon with Max Knowledge, and today I'm speaking with Betty Demers, Vice President of Educational Services with Delta Career Education Corporation. Betty, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Amy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we're going to be talking a bit today about the importance of outcomes and performance measures in career education. And can you tell us a little bit about your background and interest in this topic?
Well, Amy, I've been in this industry since 1982, so for a really long time. And I started as an instructor, actually part-time in evening school, and I think that's been a great place for me to start my training and beginning to understand how important our mission is to the lives of the students that we have in our schools. So from the outset, I've understood the importance of outcomes in terms of being sure that the curriculum is delivered efficiently to students, that they learn what they need to learn to be successful and to be able to graduate and be placed in their career fields. And I've held a number of positions over the years, including Director of High School Admissions, Campus Director, and now Vice President of Educational Services. But I think that that constantly stays a focus with me, in that we have got to meet our mission. We've got to be sure that our outcomes are what we say they should be and what we want them to be.
Sure. Well, why don't we start out with a first question being, can you define some of the key outcomes that career institutions should be focusing on?
There are a number of outcomes, obviously, and schools will often set benchmarks and outcomes for things internally, but there are also a number of external forces, mainly regulatory bodies, that look at our outcomes, and they use that as a method of comparing institutions to institutions and looking at the success rate and whether or not we're actually doing what we say we plan to do. So whether it's retention of students, placement of students, graduate satisfaction, employer satisfaction, 90-10 default rates, those are just a few of the things that schools look at on a daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis to make sure that they are doing what they need to do.
Sure, and maybe a little more about the why. Remind us why focusing on these outcomes are so important.
Oh, I think the why is important, not only from a regulatory standpoint. Obviously, as I mentioned, we are required to report a number of different things, and we have our regulatory bodies looking at these outcomes to make sure that we meet the benchmarks that are acceptable. But I think from a larger perspective, this is our mission, this is our promise to our students. We're going to assist you in getting the education that you need, the training that you need, and the job that you need so that you can be successful. And all of the other things that we do contribute to that ultimate mission. So I think it's really important for us to never lose sight of, this is who we are and this is what we do.
Sure. Well, we've talked just very briefly about the what and the why, and I think we'll do a part 2 interview with you where we'll be talking about the who and the how. So we look forward to talking to you again very soon.
Sounds wonderful. Thanks.